Colton Mowry to serve first. He's going to opt for his famous cut serve. And it's going to be a 1-2-3 put away by SicGig, giving them an early 1-0 lead. Colton running to make sure that he started recording it. Bradley Thompson with a serve. It goes over the head of Cooper Diaz. Another serve. I feel like Bradley is the more experienced player in terms of time. I think he's played a longer time than most players on this net. And then the youngest, I think Cooper Diaz. Maybe Matthew Purvis. Matthew Purvis hasn't played that long. This is going to be a double fault by Cooper Diaz, giving SicGig the lead. And you see Matthew Purvis, as he's serving, he kind of shakes his wrists a little bit. I don't know if that's to help him generate more power through his wrist flick, but oh my goodness, a great cut serve there. But Colton gets a good hand on it. That's going to be a 1-2-3 put away with the drop. Great serve and a great serve received by Colton Mowry. Do not know how he got that. Colton to serve and he double faults. Not what you want to see early on. Not getting some serves on. Definitely his strongest factor in a match. Good receive by Cooper. It kind of looked like a carry from both Cooper and Colton. Surprising that no one called that. That's a point for WyField Acers there. 1-2-3 easy put away. I think running to Shaq some more balls because they do look like they have very few. Cooper to serve. Opts for the push. I think Cooper's best serves are going to be his Fuego drop and his regular cut serve. Not really much of a pusher or a jam server, just because he doesn't have as much power, I feel, than most players that do that serve. But it definitely is a good change-up serve for him. Because if he can get them wide, going side to side, and he does a jam serve, it's a great thing to utilize. And excuse me if I sound a little nasally. I feel like I've had a cold the past 2 days. Don't think it's anything serious. I don't think it's corona, but I've had the sniffies a little bit. So I've been trying to stay inside because I think my allergies have been flaring up. Colton Mowry to serve. Oscar Fuego gets a cut into the ground. Oscar the drop there. Gonna turn the music down a little bit just because I think it's too loud. Again, please let me know if the background music is too loud. Nice little jam there by Bradley Thompson, and Colton's gonna put it on 2 to tie up the game at 5-5. Okay, thank you, Matthew. Good up from Bradley, and he's gonna push the crud out of that ball. I think Colton was doing a good job trying to rotate there on the play. Maybe Cooper should have stayed there and secured that area just because he's serving. And then let Colton maybe go around. I don't know what defense they're trying to play there, but still a great shot by Bradley Thompson. And I think something you'll notice a lot is Colton will usually opt for on-twos if his partner is setting him accordingly. We saw earlier the first touch from Cooper gave Colton a surefire way to hit on 2, and he's going to utilize that if he sees the defense kind of scattered. So something that maybe SicGig will have to pick up on. Not many players hit on 2. I feel like Colton is one of them. Garrett's one of them. Honestly, Butterfingers is a team that does it. And then also Luke Marshall from Carnage or Incompetence Scissors in this Gold League. Good little 1-2-3 put away to tie up the game at 7-7. Staying pretty close in terms of score. Colton have yet to put on a serve, I believe. Cooper to serve, opts for a low jam, and Matt Purvis is going to try to put it away, but unfortunately touches the set. It's going to be an error for SicGig. I think something that Matt Purvis does when he's hitting is like, I think he's trying to come under it to hit a low shot, but he kind of slam dunks the net. Because he does touch the net a few times when he's playing. Rather than having a very smooth and crisp hit, he's kind of going downward. And that's going to cause it to even go up when he's hitting. Good set by Colton, and it's going to not be able to go back on. Point for SicGig. Hard serve by Matthew Purvis. And that's going to lip up. Point for Acers. Colton still looking to get a serve on this game one. I think no, it's going to lip up. Good call there. Not going to find it there either. That's a point for SicGig. Bradley Thompson serving fairly consistently this matchup. A good off-net set by Colton. Colton's going to get there for the touch, though, and Cooper barely misses the set there. I think something there is when you're setting like this up into the air, it's important to make sure that you're angling your hand upward rather than towards just the net. You know, it should be more like 45 to 60 degrees rather than just facing toward the net because you're not going to get any height from this. So better to opt that it's going higher rather than lower and towards the net. Goes for a tweener there. Does not get it on. It's going to be 12-9 in favor of SicGig. It's going to be the double fault from Bradley Thompson. Good serve by Cooper Diaz. Bradley gets a good touch on it. I think he's barely going to miss it on the net. And that's a point for Acers there. Definitely a good break. Being down 1 point. Trying to get the comeback here. Cooper goes for the drop. I like that he's shaking it up. Noticing that Matt Purvis is a little bit further back. Still would like to see his toes up. I feel like everyone in Gold League have a good stance. Only two problems that they're making is their hands are up, they're more closed in, and then their toes are also not up as well. Their heels are on the ground. You don't want to see that. Is that 13 to 12? Yep. Colton's still trying to get a serve. Goes for a step back and sadly still could not get it on. Not his best serving game, but Colton is definitely someone who needs to warm up. If you ask him, he is someone who says that he is a very bad pool play player. And I think that is because he's not really warmed up, but once he starts firing some serves, he definitely takes off. A good low jam by Bradley Thompson, and Colton's going to hit his favorite shot to bowl it. Gets a point for WyField Acers. A good set there by Cooper Diaz. Cooper Diaz to serve. Gets a tiny cut on that. Bradley Thompson goes far. Matt Purvis with the set, but oh, he can't get it on. That's going to be a point for WyField Acers there. Yeah, that first touch by Matt Purvis definitely did not put Bradley Thompson in the position to get that ball. All, fairly close game here. Cooper looking for a fake. Honestly, does have the lefty. I would have opted to take it there, considering he has so much space on that left side that Bradley is not guarding. And Matt goes for a fake there. Colton chooses to play it, and that's going to be a 1-2-3 put away. Tying it at 15 all. Honestly, not a serve I would have done, being this tied up in the game. Would have gone for something more consistent and more of a threat. But hey, I appreciate him trying. A good serve by Bradley, and once again, Colton's going to take that opportunity to hit on two there. Catches the defense off guard before they even move, and he's just going to find that middle area where they're going to be, where they're going to not be, actually. I think Matt could have had a chance of getting it if Bradley and him rotated the moment that the serve was served, but they did not, and he's going to take advantage of that every time. A try for the push. I feel like I said, I've already seen this game. Cooper Diaz, I feel like, goes for a lot of pushes in this matchup. And already seeing this pretty early on. I don't know if it's a serve he's more comfortable with, if he sees an opening on that side, but I don't think it's his most consistent serve. Colton looking to put on a serve here. Definitely need it at 17s. Hopefully tries to pull away here. Goes for a step out cut. Does not get it. A good up by Cooper Diaz. It's going to be 18s. A great serve there. Decent set by Matt. They're going to work with it there. It's going to be on the net for Colton. Cooper Diaz puts it on with his left. A tweener by Bradley to finish it out. And that's going to be a point for SicGig. A good rally and great defensive touches all around there. I think Colton definitely kept that ball alive by getting it on the net for Cooper to hit with his left hand. Would love to see him wrap it away. I believe that the tweener was missed. My fault on that. So that is a point for Acers there. Oh, Brad touched net. Did not see that. Thank you. Colton gets a good up on that. A short set by Cooper Diaz. Again, hitting like this, has to hit it higher, but also he's setting it short. Usually, I would opt for him setting it further and over the net with more power, just because it gives more time for your hitter to even get to the ball rather than setting it short. And that is going to be an ace by Matt Purvis to close it out. 21-19. SicGig takes game one. Oh, 21-18. My fault on that score. We're going to get game two going for y'all. I don't know why I hit the scoreboard. Let's see, series. I believe this one I need to go onto the YouTube channel. We were having some bugs with this game being uploaded, so we had to set it on private to our YouTube channel. Give me a sec while I get that going for y'all. Definitely need to see more movement from SicGig. I feel like that is something that they're not utilizing that much, that Colton is taking a lot of advantage of. He's definitely a good hitter for this net. And he's going to be taking advantage of all the opportunities he can. We'll love to see some more consistency on his serves, because that's definitely something he's not been able to put on. But hopefully we will see it in this game right here. One, two, three. Cooper Diaz gets the up. puts it on somehow. Bradley Thompson with the touch right there. Colton gets the up on that. Cooper lays out, and he cannot get it up. Sorry, we kind of jumped into that. I didn't know I was just going to rush right into it. Let's take a playback on that. So a good touch right here by Cooper Diaz. Keeps the ball alive, and Colton gives him so much time for the hit. But a very easy get right there. Colton gets the up here, and another layout, but sadly cannot get the play to the ball. And that's going to be a good little rally to start off Game 2 with SicGig receiving the point. Thompson to serve here. Off for the jam. He's going to miss it. Point for Acers. A good serve by Colton. Finally gets one on, and it's going to go over the head of Cooper Diaz. Point for SicGig. For those of you who may be new to the stream, consider following. You are going to get updates about when we are airing more games. Would love to see you guys here again. Keep up to date with a lot of Gold League content. And with that, we're going to be going to the second serve of Matthew Purvis. Nice little wrist flicks there, but sadly it's not going to pay off. It's going to be 3-2, WyField Acers to serve. I thought it was 3-2. Why didn't they rotate? How am I already off on score? Oh, it's 4-2. He's on the right. A nice hard serve, and that's going to jam the crud out of Matt Purvis. No? Wait, what is it? I guess it was twos. Okay, now it's 3-2. My fault, y'all. He's going to offer that push there. Goes for a few fakes. Would love to see the Fuengo. Yup. Tries to put on the Fuengo. Maybe dropped it a little close into the 6-foot line. Would definitely watch that. Bradley to serve. It's going to lip up. Point for Acers. Colton to serve. Looking to get some more consistency out of him this game. Because honestly, if he can be more consistent on his serve and get them on like I know he can get, I think we see a very different game than we did in Game 1. You know, being down 3 points, that's something that's usually, I feel like, flipped when his service game is on. And that's going to be a double fault for SicGig. Acers to serve. I have all these bug bites around my body, and I don't know why. Y'all, it's been hurting. I've been, like, itching and, like, trying to find where these things are at, because I feel like I have a rash. All right, back to the game. We're at 5-5. Good up from Cooper Diaz, and Colton with the bad set. Oh, somehow it's going to be kept alive by Cooper Diaz. And Matt Purvis is sadly going to make another error there. Once again, coming down onto the net rather than making a fluid motion for his swing. That's going to be a point for Acers. Well done by Cooper Diaz, being able to keep his partner alive with that set. Good touch by Bradley, and sadly he's not going to go on. This could be where Acers pull away here. Colton Mowry to serve. Going to step out. Sadly get the rim. A good cut by him. Matthew Purvis is going to get a decent set on that. Bradley's going to get the tweener, and that's going to be a point for SicGig. Matt to serve. It's going to be way over the net. going to change his stance there. Try to put it on. Sadly cannot. That's a point for Acers. I feel like Matt Purvis is coming under the ball a lot, and that's why it's going further from the net rather than even going onto the net or cutting it short. Because he's not lobster trapping. It's going towards Cooper Diaz when he's serving. So maybe having to come over the ball would be better for him. He's going underneath it. Double fault and a point for SicGig. Bradley Thompson to serve. Probably, honestly, playing the most consistent on his serves in this net. Which is a lot. Well, I mean, not right there, but he's been allowing a lot of chances for SicGig to even get a chance to play defense or even keep the point alive. A nice Fuego cut there, but sadly it's going to lip up. Honestly, this game is matching up to be a battle of who can get a serve on. Our favorite classic round net scenario, y'all. SicGig gets the point off the double fault from Colton Mowry. Matthew Purvis gets a hard serve. Colton's going to get a good set on that. It's going to be a lefty pull by Cooper Diaz. A great set and a great hit by Bradley Thompson. Hits it into the pocket. It barely makes its way. And that's a point for SicGig. Yeah, I think Colton's saying that maybe Cooper should have filled the spacing more on that. I think he got caught behind the defense, or rather the offense, whenever they were hitting. Nine Matt Purvis to serve. Gets a good push, but that's going to be an easy 1-2-3 put away by Colton and Cooper. Honestly, a great serve, but good receives by Colton. We saw that in game one where Matt got an amazing cut serve, and Colton is just getting that ball up and a great chance for his partner Cooper Diaz to get a set on it. Good up by Bradley, and Matthew's going to put it on. I believe this is where they get out of order. I think it should be 10-10. There's a part in when I was taking stats they got out of order, and I believe this is it. A hard serve by Bradley. Colton's going to give Cooper a great set. Matthew Purvis with a defensive touch. Tries to go for the tweener or the backhand pull, but hits it into himself. Definitely not what you want to be seeing from Matthew Purvis. He's making a lot of errors here that are definitely preventable. Honestly, most of them from hitting. Definitely something that he can fix just by hitting a wall. Maybe getting some touches outside with on a net or something. Yeah, this is where they're like, I don't know what the score is. Should be 11-12. Goes for a backhand. I don't dislike that decision. I like that he's trying to push Colton to another way. It's going to make his cut serve more effective if he gets it on. It's going to go to the body of Colton, but Colton gets a good hand on it. Bradley Thompson with defensive play. Matt Purvis keeps it alive, but it's going to be too far from the net. That's going to be a point for Acers. See, I feel like we're off on the score. I don't even know who's up and who's down. There's just 3 threes now? Good set by Colton. And a flick away by Cooper Diaz. Matt Purvis reads it, though. And that's going to be 1-2-3 put away by SicGig. Point for SicGig as well. Gonna see what their score is at, y'all. Gonna turn down the music really fast. Let me see. It sounded like he said 4-3, but that can't be it. A good up by Matt, but Bradley Thompson's not gonna get there. Let me see if I can hear someone else say their score. Wow, I cannot hear these people. These people literally sound like they're whispering. You know what? Forget it. Dang it. Back to the game. Cooper Diaz is going to lip the ball up. I think it's 5-4. Honestly, not for sure anymore. And that's going to be another pocket. 5-5 rotation. This looks like it's what the score is, so we're going to go with it. Colton's going to get a nice cut serve there. A bad set by Matt Purvis. I thought at first it was going to be a good set because he gave him a lot of height. But I feel like because of that, he also messed it up by pushing it further away from the net. And that's going to be disgusting fuego cut there by Colton Mowry. Look at how wide he gets this ball on Matt Purvis right here. A ridiculous amount of angle, and there's going to be no way to return that. Almost hits Bradley Thompson. My goodness. And Colton displaying why, honestly, if he gets his serves on, why it's so hard to receive from him. Being able to push the receiver two ways, both to the far right with his cut serve and both to the far left with his fuego cut, is definitely something very hard to receive against. SicGig to serve here. And sadly, Colton's going to hit it into the body of Cooper Diaz. That's going to be a point for SicGig. Cooper with a decent up. Colton's going to keep it alive, and that's going to be hit away from the defense. And a point for WyField Acers. I think, honestly, SicGig was in good position for that setup. Bradley was guarding the wrap, and Matt Purvis was guarding the push. But sadly, Cooper hit it away from him, and he couldn't get the up on it. Point for SicGig here. Hard serve, and Colton gets the up. He's going to wrap it very far away from the defense. Gets an amazing amount of wrap on that ball. Puts it very far away from Bradley, who was trying to come over to defend it. Good little fakes there, and that's going to be a cut serve into a lip. Hard jam there. Matt Purvis tries to go for the backhand, and sadly is not going to put it on. Okay, so now I'm confused. Maybe it's 19-17. A disgusting step-out cut by Colton Mowry. And that closes the game. That was 20-21-17. A great way to end it. Opts for his, I feel like, one of his best serves. Definitely a different player than what we saw in Game 1. You know, like I said, it takes Colton a lot of time to warm up his serves, but when they're getting on, it's very hard for the team to adjust and get a service break off of him. So we 21-17. Game 2 is going to belong to WyField Acers. And we're going to hop into Game 3 of Series 1. Let me get this going for y'all. Honestly, SicGig also having a lot of movement on defense this game. But Cooper and Colton are definitely hitting with their eyes, looking where the defense is at, hitting away from them. A lot more than they did in game 1. Colton, I feel like, did do it in game 1, but Cooper Diaz was hitting more into the defense and giving SicGig some touches. But game 2, honestly, Acers did really well to do away with that. Thompson to serve. Opts for the push. And that's going to be a point for Acers after the double fault. For those of you just now joining, welcome. We are on Game 3, Series 1 of Acers versus SicGig. Honestly, turning into a very great match to watch. Very close, getting some rallies here and there. With the occasional icing of 0 serves going on, like right now. And that's going to lip up and be a point for Acers. Colton opting for either a reverse or a push. His follow-through looked like a reverse, but the way the ball moved looked like a push. Bradley to serve, opts for the push as well. And that's going to be a point for Acers with Cooper Diaz to serve, looking to break the 5 points of bad serves by all the players. Gets a little bit of fakes here, off to the left. I like the decision. Hasn't been using his left. I know he has it. Maybe not as comfortable trying to keep it closer to a tied game and maybe not trusting it as much. All right, Purvis going for that backhand. It's barely going to hit that pocket. A good look, seeing that Cooper Diaz was further to the right. Going to change his stance a little bit. Goes for a few fakes, and he's also going to lip. Believe that is 7 points. 7 points of double faults for all players. I feel like the players just love to prove me wrong. Oh, a good cut there by Colton Mowry to ruin this streak. Like I was saying that the players love proving me wrong, because the moment I say it's a game of a lot of rallies and not many, double faults with maybe an occasional spree of double faults, and then they have it. They go on a streak of 7 in a row. Bradley Thompson to serve. He's really been trying to get his jam and his push on Cooper Diaz. I think that's definitely something I would be doing too. I feel like Cooper's stance is very wide. He has a lot less chance to get closer into his body if it is a jam. Maybe something has to watch out for later. Good touch by Bradley Thompson, and he puts it backhand, but Colton's there for it. Definitely fixed his setting for the past 2 games. And I think Colton's just asking for more height. I think he gave him a good chance at it, but he can still get underneath the ball a little bit more, especially because Colton's trying to run back so that he can position himself better for the hit. Colton with a good touch there. And a bad set by Cooper. And that's going to be a point for SicGig, tying it up at 6-6. Good little up from Colton. That's going to be a 1-2-3 put away for Acers. I like how Matt, he's definitely more comfortable with his straight on stance, considering that's what he does for his second serve. I think he just changes it too much, though. I think he should focus on one stance and developing a good serve from that, rather than switching it between like every single point. And once he gets good at serving from the same stance with a good serve, then he can do that later. A good up by Colton. The left-handed set by Cooper. And that's going to be a great play by Acers. Cooper Diaz serving 8-7. Goes for a few fakes here and there. Almost gets the lefty push, which would have been very impressive. That is a hard serve to hit if you are not naturally left-handed. Gets a nice low serve. Matt works with it, and he's not going to hit it on. Let's see what he could have done differently there, because he's missed a lot of these. Comes up with it. Yeah, he's still just hitting downwards. Like, he's hitting either away from the ball or, like, from a diagonal angle. He needs to let the ball drop, hunch his shoulders over, and hit. His follow-through looks like how his hitting motion should originally be. But the way he's hitting it, whenever it's up high, he's standing too tall. Knees aren't bent. Shoulders aren't slouched over it. And he doesn't wait. So definitely something that he can work on, because I know he's capable of doing it. I've seen him do it before. But I feel like in this matchup, he's been pretty impatient about his hitting. Good set by Matt. And Colton's going to get the up there. Cooper keeps it alive, and that's going to be an easy put away for Colton Mowry. Definitely pulling away here for Acers. Cooper Diaz to serve 10-7. Switches a little bit. Goes for his left hand. Sadly, not getting it onto that. I would love to see that left hand. Because I know that is something that would probably pull Matt Purvis and Bradley for a loop. Getting that on and kind of shifting the momentum to the other side. And that's going to be a point for WyField Acers. Going for the step out, and that's going to be disgusting cut serve by Colton. You see the dive for Bradley Thompson trying to get there. Let's see what he could have done differently, y'all. So I think for one, I think he could have definitely been out wider to the right. Just because Colton has been doing a lot of cut serves, he's barely done any fuengos. So I would challenge him, hey, if you want to do a fuengo, do that all day because you've only done it once. He's done his cut serve relentlessly. So I'd fill the space here. Would have given him better positioning for whenever he did his step out. And then right there, I mean, that's just hard because he's already in a bad position. But like I think staying in the middle generally is a good spot, considering if a person can go left or right, which Colton can. But the fact that he's gone cut serve probably 90 to 95% of his serves tonight, and has only done his fuengo, I think, twice, I would have shifted more to the right side. Even let him hit a push. I think better to get beat on those two serve, his push or his fuengo, than for that one. And that's going to be a point for SicGig. Oh, I just deducted them a point. A casual serve by Bradley. It's going to jam Cooper Diaz up, though. Looked like he was just trying to put that on. Bradley Thompson to serve. Goes for the step back jam. Diaz to serve. He's going to catch that rim there. And a back lip by Cooper Diaz. Matt Purvo is hoping to get some serves on. He's been lipping a lot the past few points. Really been trying to go for that backhand. I think he's been doing it twice a game, and none of them had gone on. I think I would bring it back to just once a game just to keep the receiver guessing, but only once, because if it's not getting on, like the night you're using it, then probably just don't use it. Just because it's going to lose you more points than it's going to gain you points. And that's going to be an amazing Fuego cut by Colton. He gets a hold of that ball there. A great set by Cooper Diaz. Never mind, it's off the net. He gave her time, though, which I appreciate, but sadly it's not going to be enough for Colton to get there. Good up. And that's going to be too far for the net to finish. Yeah, Colton telling Cooper to use his legs more to get some more leverage on that ball. Maybe approaching the ball too much in the air rather than letting it drop down. Because he definitely has more time than he's thinking about it. Cooper Diaz to serve. It's a nice little cut, but it's going to lip up. And you see the lobster trap there. For 6, Matt Purvis the second serve. Colton the decent touch. Cooper's going to keep it alive, but Bradley says, I'm going to get there. And he's going to end it with a short drop shot. Some good defense waiting there by Bradley Thompson. How am I off on score? I feel like I always get off on score. Sorry, y'all. That's going to be a double fault. See, how? What the heck? I have no clue what it is now. Oh, no, it's 16. So it was 15 just now. Okay. The answer was right in front of me the whole time. A step out by Bradley Thompson, looking for that angle, trying to paint a line, get Colton wide, but cannot get there. Looks for Colton to make a move. He's going to get a good push there. Cooper D is going to keep it alive. A great up by Bradley Thompson. Honestly, Bradley is playing some great defense on the net tonight. He's gotten so many opportunities to get defensive plays, so many ups. Matt Purvis really just needing to give him more time to get to the net. He definitely knows how a hitter's going to hit, and he is running there ready for the touch. Good step back by Cooper. It's going to be a jam. Matt Purvis is going to get a beautiful backhand there, what he's been trying to do all night, but it looks like he's mad. Did he touch that or something? Let me see that again. No, he got it. He got it. Never mind. Definitely a hit he's been trying to get all night. Finally gets it. Thank you for tuning in. If you were just now joining, we are on Series 1, Game 3 of the first matchup of the night. WyField Acers is up 18-17 with Colton Mowry to serve. Opts for the push. Maybe a reverse cut. Way it looked like a push to me. Gets a nice cut serve, but it's going to lip up. A good solid touch by Colton. Cooper's going to give him so much time to work with that ball. He's going to wrap it around past the defense of Bradley Thompson. Skipping the ball, shagging. Hello, Jared. Thank you so much for tuning in. Your favorite lefty will be playing in 2 matches. So I believe around 8:30 is how I have it scheduled. I know what you're really here for. You ain't here for me. A good call right there for Cooper Diaz to hit that fuego. Step back, tries to get that jam there. Honestly, it looks like he takes off some meat from that ball. Maybe opting just to put it on and played some defense. I don't know if Colton told him something. What I heard from Burrows, though, is that his best match of the night, it didn't record because I believe his phone overheated. So you will see his other games, but not his best game of this week's matchup. And that's going to be 20s right there. Going into overtime here in Series 1, both teams looking to make some plays here, trying to finish out the game. Bradley Thompson, the step back, tries to get the jam. Definitely one of his better serves. Fair enough. But what about his best against y'all? Would that be a fair statement? Because if y'all played bad and he played good, isn't it like a, I don't know. I didn't see it because I was warming up with Harding. Cooper Diaz to serve, trying to finish out this game. Goes for a few fakes. Off to the lefty, something he's been trying to do all night. Like I said earlier with Matt Purvis's backhand, Cooper Diaz has not found his lefty. He's been using it a little bit more now. Colton tries to put it on, but sadly he's going to be backpedaling, and that's going to be a point for SicGig. 22-21. This could be the game point. I mean, it is game point, but it could be the ending of the series. Second serve. Going to tie it back up for 22-22. Colton Mowry to serve. Goes for a step back. Maybe jam, maybe cut. He does like his step back cut, but it looked like more of a jam. Does he get that ace? I think they called lip. What the heck? Hold up. Maybe he gets front pocket here. It definitely looked high, but I don't think it hit a lip. I think it just hit front pocket just right to like just zoom. And that's going to be a disgusting cut serve down the line to close out the game at 24-22. Acers takes Series 1. A beautiful game all around. I think, you know, Bradley is getting the defensive ups. Matt is going to have to do a better job of setting. Same for Colton. I feel like Colton and Bradley are definitely closing it in for them to capitalize on a lot of points just because their defense is honestly really amazing. But their partners, Cooper and Matt, are going to have to do a better job setting them up closer to the net and giving them more time to capitalize on those points. We are going to take a short intermission, y'all. I really have to use the restroom. I used it before I started the stream, but I have to go again, so I'm very sorry. But let me set it up so that whenever I come back, we can resume play. So I will be back in 2 minutes. And enjoy this video of Colton acing the crap out of people.
Wowie! Dirt. Woo-hoo-hoo! Let's go! Oh my gosh!
Alright, we are back and ready to get back into the action. There we go. Cooper Diaz to serve. Hope you enjoyed that video of Colton Mowry acing people. It's going to lip up there. Brad's going to get a great touch on that ball. Put it low and away. Honestly, a really good hit by Bradley Thompson. That was disgusting. I mean, I know it's like a 1-2-3 put away, but still, he hits that very low and very unlikely the defense will make a play on it. And yes, Jared, I agree. Brad's pretty fun to play with. He knows defense pretty well, and he has a lot of experience playing around net, so. Good up by Matt there, and sadly, it's going to be a little bit of a way first touch from Colton, and Cooper's not going to be able to run it down. An early lead here at SicGig at 2-0. A great push, but somehow Colton's going to get the on-2 there. Cooper definitely set him up for that as the set was, or I guess the first touch was pretty low. But great athleticism there from Colton Mowry. That's going to be a lobster trap point for SicGig. Good up by Colton. And the lefty set by Cooper still is not getting towards the net enough. That's something I was really worried of too, because I know a lot of players from WySpike are pretty good about hitting off net. But Colton is definitely a lot, I guess, stingier. In the sense of, like, he wants the ball to be, like, right dead center in the middle of the net. Which is why him and Garrett are very good partners, because that is something Garrett can deliver. But I was kind of worried about Cooper being a newer player, just because I know his setting is not as crisp as Garrett's. But honestly, maybe something that will improve him, you know. If Colton's this demanding, maybe at the end of the Gold League, Cooper's sets will be like dead in the center of the net. Cooper Diaz to serve. Tries to get the push there. Going to be 6-2, a 4-point differential right here for SicGig in the lead. And Matt Purvis not even sure what he just did. A great cut serve by him. Further creating a lead at 7-2 right here. Definitely pulls out those cut serves in very unusual times. Colton looking to make a comeback here. Can he do it? Just needs a few aces to narrow it. Believe they're going to call that. Unsure if they do. So they're going to call it, but Colton's going to ask for the replay. It looked a little lippy to me, but I can see the replay call. I don't think he's going to take first serve there, though. Yeah. I mean, he wouldn't anyways. If he took first serve, that'd be wrong. Great painted line by Bradley Thompson. And this is going to be a very hard game for WyField Acers to come back. It may be locked away for SicGig. 6-point difference right here. Cooper really hoping to fire away here. It's pretty hard, but it's going to come off the back rim. And that's going to go right into the hand of Matt Purvis. The easy put away. I believe Cooper gets a touch on it, but it's not going to be enough to get it up into the air. And that's going to be a point for SicGig. I think something Cooper can do to stand to do more of is staying closer to the net. I'm not saying the body, but you know, Colton and Garrett, I think they're great defenders because they stay so close to the net. They're playing within the 6-foot area, like right on the line, just rotating constantly. Because whenever you start to widen your area of defense beyond that 6-foot radius, people are going to have more room to create more shots. But if you're closer in, there's less gaps in the space. It's going to be easy 1-2-3 by SicGig. Yes, you have to rely more on reflexes and your reaction time, but I believe there was a callback, maybe because of a pocket. But within the 6-foot area, I think it allows you more opportunities for touches. And then if it lips over you, you just got to run it down. Cooper Diaz to serve 6'10". Gets nice and low, but Matt Purvis works with it. Easy 1-2-3 put away as Cooper Diaz tries to go up and body the ball. It's gonna lip up, I believe. A decent touch by Cooper Diaz. He's gonna go for his lefty, and that's gonna be hit away from Bradley Thompson. Point for WyField Acers. Honestly, a pretty hard hit to get to from Cooper Diaz. I feel like it's typically easier to hit if the set's coming this way, hitting toward the set, but he hit with the set, which is pretty hard to do. Good little wrap by Bradley Thompson. Off net. I think they get it up. Colton's going to try to get it up there for Cooper, and it's not going to go onto the net. Great effort by WyField Acers, but that's going to be a point for SicGig. SicGig. I feel like it's so hard for me to say. I don't know why. SicGig. 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 Oh. That's a hard word. Try saying SicGig 6 times fast. That's pretty hard. SicGig. 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 Maybe not. I don't know. A bad set by Cooper Diaz. He's going to go behind Colton. Colton definitely trying to tell him about keeping his arm lower, knees bent, getting underneath the ball more. Good up by Cooper. Colton's giving him a lot of time, and Matt Purvis runs it down. It's going to be high. He's going to... I think he touches set. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's a point for WyField Acers there. Cooper to serve hasn't been really getting many of his, I feel like, better serves on tonight. He's definitely been opting for the jam more. Good lefty. He puts it up. Colton goes for the tweener, but it's not going to go onto the net. But I feel like Cooper's been opting for his jam more because, you know, his Fuego and his cut serve really haven't been finding it tonight. Which, honestly, if your serves aren't getting on and you have one that's going on consistently, do it and play defense. Good up by Matt Purvis. He's going to do a backhand, and that's going to go right through the middle of the defense. Great execution. Maybe it's 14. No, it's 69. Wow. A huge lead by SicGig here. Would have to make major mistakes to mess it up. Matt Purvis is definitely playing a lot better than he did the past few games. Less mistakes, and he's hitting those balls away. And that's going to be a jam by Bradley Thompson to bring the serve up to 17-9. A good cut serve on Colton there. Maybe a bit demoralized, not really caring for this game considering it's such a high lead. It gets another ace there for Bradley. RPR is getting very high right now. And in case y'all want to see the statistics for this matchup, go check out TexasRoundNet.com. And that's going to be an air ball by Colton Mowry. Yeah, I feel like Jared on that. You know, Bradley Thompson is capable of acing people with his cut serve. But I think the moment people are going to the right, you know, either he cuts it very little or he aims for their body. You know, because a lot of times whenever people get jammed, it's because they're lined up in the middle and maybe someone does a step out and then they jam. But whenever he sees that they're moving to the right side to cover his cut serve, honestly, he's probably not even cutting it. He's just jamming them there. And that's what's getting them off guard. Good up by Bradley, but Cooper's going to get the touch on that. And that's going to be a point for SicGig. Matt Purvis to serve here. Cooper lining up very wide for that. Somehow gets the touch on that. And that's going to be a point for WyField Acers. Definitely, if I was Matt Purvis, would have gone for the push or the jam. Just look how wide Cooper gets for this. He has all the space. Matt Purvis has all the space to work with. And that's why Cooper gets the up. You know, he hit it. Matt hit it right into his hand. I think smarter on Cooper than Matt just because he did notice that Matt hasn't really gotten any backhands. He hasn't gotten many lefties on tonight. So, honestly, an odds game, and he won it. A disgusting cut serve by Colton there. Looking to take a few points before closing out this game. Maybe trying to get warmed up for the next one. Good up by Matt. A beautiful set by Bradley Thompson. Matt's going to hit it right into Colton, though. And that's going to be easy 1-2-3 put away by Acers. Up by Brad. Easy set by Matt. And that's going to be, I believe, game, set, and not match. That's going to be Series 2, Game 1 in favor of SicGig at 21-13. Definitely the biggest point differential we've seen tonight. (21-11), even worse. Nope, 21-13. Okay. Going into Series 2, Game 2. Let me reset score. So both teams have 2 games behind their belts. Dang. Colton Mowry to serve here. Trying to get a push there. Gets a decent cut. Bradley's going to work with it easily. He's going to hit away from the defense of Colton Mowry. A decent serve by Matt, but I think it's going to barely lip up right from the backside. One-to-one Cooper to serve here. Hits hard into the back lip. It's going to go over the head of Matt. It's going to skip through this a little bit. Cooper to serve. Opts for the drop. Pretty sure that was close. He kind of throws the ball in front of him when he's hitting his drop, so just got to keep that in mind, Cooper. A good up by Colton Mowry. He's going to wrap it, but Bradley Thompson's going to get a great touch on that ball. And Matthew Purvis cannot get it up. Definitely a harder touch to get to. I feel like he was running one way over here. Or over here. And then he had to make a quick dash to over here. Nice line by Colton Mowry. But it's going to be called... I don't believe it was a lip. Never mind. No, it is a lip. He called it a lip. Oh, not lift. Whiffed. That Bradley Thompson whiffed the ball. You can see why I was confused. They sounded pretty similar. Colton Mowry to serve. A good up by Matt Purvis. He's going to hit his backhand. He's getting it on more, but did he miss? Dang it, Matt. If you miss, I'm going to be so mad. Okay, good. Good job, Matt. Let's go. Getting those backhands more consistent tonight. Getting a lot better. Colton's going to get a good up there. It's going to be a little offset, but Colton's going to work with it. And that's going to be a point for WyField Acers. Wait, Jared, you go to Baylor. Jared, where are you from? Are you from the Waco area? I don't know if he's still on stream right now, but if you are, I would love to know where you're from. Not like your street address, but just your city. Good. Nope, not good. I almost said good lip by Bradley Thompson. Lips are not good. They're illegal. A good up by Cooper Diaz. He's going to hit high and away. Probably could have hit more back here towards the street. Or behind Colton a little bit more. He almost hit that towards Matt Purvis. Well, I guess Jared's not here. A great step out cut by Colton Mowry. Usually 10 out of 10 times, if Colton is lined up in that position, he's either going to do a fuego or a step out cut. Or shoot. Forgot he has a reverse cut now. That is disgusting. Totally forgot he had that. Yeah, he would have aced me because usually he does the cut serve here. He baits the cut serve and gets the reverse. Playing mind games there. Wow. He tricked me. Keeping a narrower stance. Goes for the jam. Doesn't get it. Goes for the step out cut, but it's going to lip up and be a point for SicGig. Matt Purvis to serve. Colton opts to play it. It's going to be easy 1-2-3 push put away by Colton Mowry and Cooper Diaz. I feel like I always dance when this song comes on in my headphones. Cooper Diaz to serve. Almost paints a good line there. They're going to ball shag, but we have pre-recorded video, so we're going to skip it. He's taking out a lot of power for that. I don't know. It just says ooh, ooh, over and over again. It's just background streaming music. Y'all can probably barely hear it. I'm playing it in the background, though. Colton goes for a weird serve there. It's for step out. And it's going to lip up. This is going to hit the side. I don't know if you can hear the song now, but it's saying ooh, ooh. And I don't know, it just has like such a jammy feeling to it. Gonna lip up, but Bradley Thompson said he wants to play it. And a good set by Matt Purvis there. He give Bradley a lot of time to play with. Beautifully in the center of the net, too. Thompson to serve. And he's going to hit rim there. Wow. Goes for a few fakes. Gets the fuego cut there by Colton Mowry. A nice ace on Matt Purvis. I think I said our second game was going to start at 7:15. That is a lie. I did not realize this one would be going for so long. I don't think he had all game either. A good push by Colton. Tries to get the foot up. That's going to be a point for SicGig. Matt Purvis to serve, looking to make a little bit of a break here, considering they're 3 points down. Hits the rim, and they're going to ball shag. What we say, yeet to ball shagging. And that's not going to be a put on for Cooper. Trying to keep the lead there. It's going to be up by Matt Purvis. And Bradley with a layout, but cannot get to it. I mean, he gets it, but it's not going to be a good up. And this may be GG in favor of WyField Acers. 5 points leading them right now. Maybe looking into 6 games tonight with Series 2, Game 3, but we will see. Goes for a few fakes. He's going to hit the rim. And that's going to be a point for SicGig. Definitely seeing some inconsistency in serves in the middle of this game. Bradley Thompson is going to hopefully break it, though. Nope, it's going to be a lip up. Cooper Diaz gets the up. And he's going to hit away, but it's not going to be enough. Bradley Thompson gets a hold of it. Colton runs it down, though. It's going to be a decent set by Cooper Diaz. Matt Purvis puts it up. He's going to hit it away, but Colton gets the up on that. And Cooper with a tap on. And what a play by both teams. Kind of just jumped out at me. Let's look at that rally once more. Beautiful ups all around. Cooper Diaz could have ended it right there if he put the ball away more, but Colton runs that down. A great bull shot. It's going to knee up by Matt Purvis, but he hits it right into Colton Mowry there. Overall, good rally, but bad hits. You know, a lot of times the offense could have done a better job of hitting away from the defenders. So if you want to increase rallies, hit right at the defender. A lot of fakes here and there. It's going to be 1-5 here. Matt Purvis switching his stance once more, and it's not going to find the net. Telling you, Matt, stick to one stance. Good up there by Bradley Thompson. Colton's going to run it down there. And Cooper with a tactical on two. Love that he's comfortable to play that. Notices that the defense is both at net and hits it away from them. Great decision by Cooper. Goes for a fuego, but he's going to hit it into the rim. Cooper with a drop. Sadly not going to get it on. (12-17) here. Bradley Thompson to serve. Gets it nice and low. And Colton going to get a good hold of that and push the ball away. Beautiful playing by WyField Acers here as they are keeping their lead. Goes for another reverse cut. Doesn't make contact with it. For those of you just now joining, if you are wondering where the second match is, it will sadly be in about 15 minutes. We are still in the middle of Series 2, Game 2. But if you are not following our Twitch account, please do so as you will get notified and updates about more Gold League matches to come. With that, we are at Matt Purvis changing up his stance here, getting a good serve there. And sadly, Cooper Diaz is not going to be able to find his way onto the net after a bad set by Colton. SicGig at 14-18. It's a decent touch there, but Cooper does not want to play it. A good hit there. And Colton's gonna hit with his left hand. Not something he's very used to doing. His left hand is probably something more weaker in his game. He's definitely learning how to use it more, but still has trouble doing it. So if you can land some touches on his left hand, that is the way to do it. (19-14) Cooper to serve, finds his way on the net. A decent set by Matt. Brad tried to work with it, but sadly it's going to be too low for him. And this is going to be point 14 in favor of WyField Acers. Goes for a hard, believe it was close point go. Cooper Diaz is very close on a lot of his serves. Has to watch that. If you play him, make sure his serves are not close. Not saying that so that you can expel his weakness, but I'm saying that so he can get better as a player. Good up by Colton. A decent set by Cooper. Is just going to be behind Colton, though. Like I said, it has to be more towards the net. Cooper with a gentle put on. Bradley gets a hold of it. And SicGig making a slight comeback here at 17-20. Can they do it? Bradley Thompson to serve. Has a lot of consistency here, it being 17 point. One slip up and it's game over. And that's game, like I just said. It was a good run. 21-17, and we are going to Game 6, or rather Game 3 of Series 2. For all the marbles, Colton Mowry says. Honestly, shaping up to be a great game. A lot of defense being played. Honestly, probably the worst thing of this matchup is the offense. Not that great of sets, and not very many putaways by both teams. Kind of hitting towards the defense. I feel like a lot of drops are being made when it needs to be a hard hit away from the defense, but they're not doing it, so. Series 2, Game 3, WyField Acers up to serve with Cooper Diaz. Hits it into the rim. Bradley Thompson's going to choose to play it. Puts it into Cooper Diaz, and that's not going to go onto the net. Point for SicGig. Both teams opting for the weaker server to get onto the net. Or opting to serve first with Matt Purvis and Cooper Diaz. Good serve by Matt. And Colton's going to... Thought he put that ball away. May have hit it off the net completely. That's going to be another point for SicGig. (2-0) here needs to stop this. Stop this now before SicGig pulls away any further. One to two with Colton Mowry to serve. A hard serve into the body of Bradley Thompson. It's going to be off net for him. He's not going to be able to get it on. Point for WyField Acers. Colton Mowry to serve here. Gets a nice push, but Matt is going to get a good feel for that and hit the backhand. Looks like he got it on from my angle, but he also looks like he's disappointed, so I don't know. No, he got that on. A great offensive play by SicGig. The first touch by Matt Purvis going up, and the great set by Bradley Thompson with the put away as well. Bradley Thompson to serve. Cooper Diaz is going to get a nice up. He's going to wrap it into Matt Purvis, though. He's there for the drop. Colton Mowry's going to put it up and finish it away down the middle, solving the riddle. Yeah, he's not just... He's approaching the ball too high, and he's not bending his legs enough. So, like, he's hitting up here. He needs to let the ball come down to him rather than him going towards the ball. Which, I mean, honestly, he hasn't played that much either. Like, he's not as experienced, and setting is something that I feel like definitely takes time to get more crisp at. Crispy sets. Good set, but a good up by Colton. He's going to wrap it, and that's going to be a 4-4 game with Acers to serve for Colton Mowry. For those of you just now joining, welcome, welcome. Appreciate y'all making it out. Colton's going to go for a Fuego cut, but not be able to make it. It's going to be a good on by Bradley Thompson. It lagged out a little bit, but Colton had a bad set way off the net. That's going to be an error by him. And the point for SicGig at 6-4. A great wrap by Colton Mowry. I don't know how he put that thing on. You're welcome, Jared. Setting should be like you're doing a little squat, and then you're like trying to like, I don't know, like lift something to someone. Like you're a waiter with a plate, and you're squatting. That's how I'm gonna put it. But not that you're not raising the table so high or the platter so high. It's like midway. I think it's 7-5 here. That's gonna be a disgusting cut serve by Matt Purvis. My goodness, did he get that on? He got that on. Whoa. Let's see that serve one more time. Cooper lining up to the right, and he's going to get a disgusting angle on that. He hits the inside line right here, and it goes extra wide. A great serve by Matt Purvis there. Bringing the game up to, I believe, 8-5. Good up by Colton. It's going to be a high set, which is beautiful. Colton puts it away from the defense. 6-8. Colton looking to close out this game. Not close out this game. Close the lead that SicGig has. Sorry, I think I've commented Colton closing out a game on his serve so many times that like that's something that is habitually in my mind to say. Because he's pretty clutch when it comes to the ending of a game. Also, he's on WySpike, so I guess I have innate bias towards him. Point for WyField Acers there. Cooper obviously switch out the balls, maybe trying to get more grip on it. Goes for the step back. And finds the lip. Matt Purvis to serve. Goes for his... I don't think Matt Purvis has hit a single backhand tonight. And I believe he's done it maybe 10 times. I'm pointing that out to show that, like, those are 10 points that he could have put on a more consistent serve. It's something that is not like league ready, I feel. Maybe like every now and then though, to make the receiver guessing, but I wouldn't use it. And I feel that too because I have a backhand that is very inconsistent, but I'm stubborn and I try using it in the game. Good up by Cooper there. He's going to wrap it into the body of Bradley Thompson. Thompson's going to try to get there, but cannot put it on. That's a point for WyField Acers. Dang, I am very congested. I don't know if y'all can tell, but my sinuses are super congested right now, which is crazy because I just had nose surgery. And, like, I was supposed to be able to breathe through my nose, and it just feels like it's clogged up, which kind of sucks. The struggle is real, y'all. The struggle is real. 9-11, Cooper Diaz to serve. Gets a nice low serve. The up from Bradley Thompson. A high toss by Cooper Diaz. Trying to get that fake right serve, but he's not going to put it on. Wow, right when I said that about my nose, the congestion like cleared up. That's weird. The good Lord is looking after me. $12 to 10, SicGig to serve. He's going to get a back lip, and Bradley Thompson's going to choose to play it. Puts it away down the middle, but I believe it may hit Matt Purvis. A hard cut serve there. Bradley's going to get that tweener on. Unless they called a lift on Matt, which, yeah, it did look like a lift a little bit. Or carry, not a lift. And just like that, it's a 12-12 game. Looking to be anyone's here. WyField Acers to serve with Colton and goes for the drop. Point for SicGig. Sorry, y'all. We are very behind schedule right now. Did not realize this is going to be to 6 games. Most games average 4 or 5, so I have to make the schedule announcement before people play. Otherwise, I would adjust it accordingly. So yeah, we are very behind from what I said online on the WySpike Instagram. After this though, Spider-Verse will be playing Quality Soup. So please stay tuned. Would love to see if Spider-Verse lose a game because I believe they are undefeated currently. Good up by Colton there. Wraps into the body of Bradley and Matt cannot get there. Goes straight into the ground. Once again, good touches by Bradley Thompson. Getting so many defensive plays on the ball. Gets the stomach on by Matt Purvis. And Bradley puts it on too. That's a point for SicGig. Y'all, you know what I really want right now? I don't know if it's open because of Corona and stuff. But I'm really feeling some Korean barbecue. Like, I don't know if y'all had Korean barbecue, but it's really good. And I can go for some right now. Anyways, back to the game. Matt Purvis to serve. Dang, now I can't stop thinking about Korean barbecue. Woo! Purvis to serve. Gets a good hand on that. Cooper's going to put it on after Colton's set. And that's going to be a thigh, but it does not go off cleanly. And that's a point for SicGig. I know, is it not? Like, seriously. Korean barbecue is really good. 5-4, good up from Colton, but he's not going to choose to play it. There's this place called Jen, like 35 minutes for me. I go there so much. Oh, it's so good. And that's going to lip up again. 15-15 with Colton Mowry to serve. If you are just now joining and you are trying to watch the second match, we will be live with that in about 5 to 10 minutes. We are closing out this game for the night. But stay tuned, and that's going to be a disgusting serve by Colton. Paints a line, and that's going to be a lead for Acers at 16-15. Goes for a step out, but he's going to lip it up. Another disgusting serve by Colton. Cutting it onto the line right here on the side of the net. It's going to be so wide. Off for the Fuego. Matt Purvis is going to choose to play that. A good up by Colton there. He's going to put a lefty wrap, and that's going to be another point for Acers. Pulling away at 18-15. Trying to close it out for the night. Colton's definitely been practicing that left hand. Been utilizing it so much in this game. Maybe a timeout call. Goes for the wide serve. Bradley gets a hold of it. Gets it on the net somehow. Cooper's going to wrap it, and it's going to go right past Matt Purvis. A point for Acers. As we hear the storm warning. Both teams trying to close it out pretty quickly. Goes for the Fuego there. And that is, I believe, the 5th break for WyField Acers. Colton going on his service run. Tries to get a reverse there. And that's going to lip up and be a point for SicGig with Bradley Thompson to serve. Dang, this first match was very long. Good up by Colton. They're going to choose to play it, but Cooper is not going to be able to finish it out. Point for SicGig. Need a big serve receive here by Cooper. It's going to lip up. Or an error by Bradley Thompson. He's going to step out. He's going to get a good jam there. Cooper Diaz is going to put it away. 1-2-3 with WyField Acers to win that series. Very well done. Going to stop this really fast. Great first series. I guess just to break it down with some takeaways. Matt Purvis and Cooper Diaz, y'all need to learn how to set. Like I said, it's definitely something that y'all will learn more as you get more experience. But you have to go into every set with the same mindset of, I'm going to bend my knees and I'm going to wait for the ball to drop to me. Because right now what we are doing is y'all are getting frantic when you see the ball and where it's at, or you're running there and you're approaching it and trying to hit it very quickly. You have time to let it drop. You know, if you have a good serve receiver, which y'all both do, Bradley Thompson's a pretty good serve receiver, and then Colton Mowry is an amazing serve receiver. They're going to give you time to get to the ball, and defensive ups, if it's high in the air, you have time to run underneath it and be able to get set for the set. Get set for the set. That's funny. Colton, I really appreciated you using your left hand more. I think it's definitely still something you do have to work on, though. You're definitely getting more comfortable with wrapping the ball, but I would love to see just see more of that. You're straying back from your bull shot, which I think you're still very good at, but you're using a lot of diversity in your hits, and it's very hard to play defense against you. Matt and Cooper also more consistent serves as well. And then Bradley Thompson, honestly, was very pleased with how he played. I think just getting aced less, maybe opting for the server's, I guess, most consistent and best serve, but then also being able to adjust accordingly by keeping his toes higher and his heels off the ground, because sometimes he was a bit flat-footed, and that may also help with serve receive. Other than that, though, a great game. Really enjoyed watching it, and we're